Hey guys, welcome to T11. I'm Terry. Good to have you here. I hope your week has started off great. I'm on vacation for the Lex Terry show, but I'm not on vacation for this. I love doing this. I didn't do a show Thursday. And I like doing 2 shows a week. Anyway, there you go. I just got off the phone with a buddy of mine who's had this long-standing feud going with a friend of his. Now, I wasn't really particularly a big fan of the friend of his. He wasn't really a friend of mine, but he's kind of a douchebag. But he's had this long-standing feud going with him, and he called me and he said, "Hey, so-and-so and I buried the hatchet." I went, "Oh, good for you. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that." He goes, "Oh, really? I thought you didn't like him." I said, No. It implies to me that you are actually trying to solve a dispute with the guy with a hatchet. Oh, God, the things that amuse me. Okay, this also kind of amuses me a little bit. I don't like necessarily being right about this, and I don't even want to call myself out as right on this. I'm going to stay back a little bit. I'm going to hold back and giving myself a parade before all the facts start to come out. Turns out Jay Shetty is in hot water. Who's Jay Shetty, Terry? Oh, really? I'm glad you asked. In my world, the people that I consume and the type of shows that I like to consume and all that stuff, he's a household name. For those of you that don't know who he is probably the most popular self-help guru out there. I believe he's past everybody. He's past Brene Brown. He's past all these other people. Anthony Robbins. He's past all these people. Well, it turns out some of the stuff he's talking about may not be true. Like I said, he's super popular right now. Why is he popular? He's a great speaker. He's got a cool look. You know, young people can identify with him. Older people can identify with the message he's bringing. He's from India, and he's said he was a monk. He used to be a monk. And he's got a real cool look. You know, he's got a little neck tattoo going. He has this olive skin with like these golden eyes. I know it sounds like I have it for him. I can admit when a dude's a handsome guy and has a very interesting look, okay? And a cool backstory as well. Well, it turns out that backstory may not be 100% true. A lot of people out there fact-checking, Jay Shetty right now. Turns out he may not be as monkey he said he was. And not just that, turns out they say he's also stealing everybody's intellectual property. What do I mean by that? Well, if you just Google it, I don't want to play a bunch of stuff because I'm not here to take the guy down. I don't want to take the guy down. I actually like this guy. He's not the guy that I was talking about in earlier shows. He's not the guy. But it sure is coming down hard on this guy. There's video proof of him saying stuff that his predecessors had said, not just years before, but word for word. Word for word. It reminds me of the Carlos Mencia thing when he did this whole bit that was Bill Cosby's bit, you know, word for word. Now, Carlos is a friend of mine, and I'm here to tell you, Carlos, if you're listening, I feel bad for you right now because is this going to ruin Jay Shetty's career? Absolutely not. We live in a different time now than when things happen to you, man. When things happen to you, you know, people cared a little bit more about morals and truth and everything else. Now everybody just makes up their own truth. Now all you have to do is say that's not the way it is. The third world underbelly of the country or whatever they say is after me. And people go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I hope they don't get you, man. God dang people. So is this going to ruin Jay Shetty? Absolutely not. People love him. People love him. They love his message. Like I said, he's got a cool look. Younger people look at him and go, hey, he's kind of hip. Older people love that message. Nobody cares about truth or morals anymore at all. On almost everything right now, not just, you know, this, but politics and everything else. Lies are not lies anymore. It takes a lot for people to actually give up on your ass nowadays. They like you. They like you, and you can do no wrong with them. That frustrates me the most. Am I shocked about these allegations that Jay Shetty has going on? Absolutely not. People just want to bring people at the top down. I've seen that happen a lot. Once somebody gets a little noise, a little steam, a little momentum going, there's going to be somebody out there who doesn't like you because you're better than them. And they just want to bring your ass down. That's it right there. They just want to do it's all a part of the game. You know, I don't know where I want to go with this. The stealing of other people's material out there kind of seems like it's okay now. I listen to a lot of these creator shows, you know. And by the way, this guy I'm talking about, Jay Shetty, he is not that guy that soured me on the industry at all. That is not the guy. I will tell you that, like I said, I don't want to bring people down, but this Jay Shetty thing is in the news right now. Now, I listen to a lot of creator shows out there because there's nothing more tragic than a 60-something-year-old dude listening to creator shows and calling himself a creator. I've said it before. I'm the OG of creators. These guys spend a month working on a 4-minute or 30-second video. Okay. An entire month doing it. When I'm doing, and Lex and Dee and Sarah and us on the radio show, we are doing basically 12 different 15-minute shows a day. And we also got endorsements. We also promoted things for people. People bought into us. We were the early day influencers. But now these people are trying to own this shit like it's their thing. I actually saw this. There's a show that I watch online and listen to their podcast, and I've talked about them on this show before, called Colin and Samir. I love these guys. I really like what they're doing. They're kind of goofy and geeky and things like that, but that's part of the business. They have a YouTube show about YouTube and about YouTube creators. They interview them. They see how much money they're making. They're very open and honest about a lot of different things, and they like to give people ideas of how they too can succeed in the YouTube field. Well, I mean, these guys actually have said, and it's not just them, I've heard many other shows say this, it's okay to see what is working online for other people and to do exactly what those people are doing. Take their message. Nobody cares anymore. These people are actually out there saying this. Just go ahead and take their message. I wonder how good these guys would feel if we started a show called Samir and Colin and just did what they were doing. You know, they built a nice audience, so people are going to be cool with them. You know, it's all about getting that base and making that connection. Listen, I know that I get let off the hook a lot from some of the things that I say by you because you know me and you've listened to me and you go, well, that's just Terry being Terry, or that's him saying something that I don't agree with, but maybe in the next sentence, he's going to say something I do agree with, because I'll be honest, I'm all over the place. But these shows say to you wannabe YouTubers, you want to be podcasters, you TikTokers out there, they are literally saying steal, and we're all cool with it. Everybody does it, is what they're saying. It's like politics now. When one guy gets busted for doing something, the other side always says, well, I've been doing this for years. And it's true. I just don't know when I'm going to, and listen, I'm not the most morally, perfect dude out there. I've had my morally corrupt moments. But come on. When are people going to start caring about stuff like this? When are people going to get called out for it? And maybe that's the recipe for success. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I kind of want to learn how the modern day game is played. I've been playing the old game. In fact, one of the upcoming shows, I was going to do it on this show, but obviously now I'm not going to. But what I wanted to talk about today And what I plan to talk about today, I haven't even mentioned yet. What is with this? What is with, if I had a plan and a focus and a producer and an agent and, somebody booking me guests and somebody out there getting me on shows, maybe this would be something, huh? Because it doesn't matter how good you are, obviously. It doesn't matter at all. But that's the way the game is being played now. It's all towards an algorithm. Everybody just wants to figure it out. It's weird because I have a website, terryjames.com. And on my website, I plan to do more blogging. There's a little store up there. You can get a wombat shirt. A lot of people ordering those, which I really do appreciate, by the way. As far as that goes, anytime somebody orders one, and all that money is going into a brand new studio. And I really do want this or something like this to, to be a part of my life for a long time. And in order to do that for a long time, I need to see some upward growth, maybe some sponsorships coming in, but I'm going to be very picky about who the sponsors are. I'm not just going to try to make a money grab. I still care about what you guys think. I still care about if you think I'm telling the truth or not. It means a lot to me to have a good relationship with you, whether I'm promoting a cool ice cube maker, a car company, or whatever. I still care about my reputation with you guys. And I know, like I've said, sometimes I've let you down in the past, but you're still here, and I appreciate that because I do my best to bring you back and and all that stuff. I mean, I'm just a guy trying to figure this shit out. So on my website, I had AI write my bio for me. It was a pretty good bio. It was much better written than I would write, but it didn't come from I'm going to bring up my my website right now. It wasn't on terryjames.com. There it is. It wasn't written the way I would write it, but it found some stuff out there about me, and it made me look a little more important than I really am. And that's what bios are supposed to be. They're supposed to have somebody who's visiting and seeing about you for the first time. Like, hey, this guy is the shit. He's been on so many shows. He's had these guests and that, and he's, he's written a book. He's done all this kind of stuff. And my bio, written by AI, word for word on AI, I copy and pasted it and put it on my website. And I sat there with it for a long time until just the other day, well before this Jay Shetty stuff came out, but just the other day, I said, you know what? Let me look around on my website. I clicked on it and I reread it and I went, that's not me. That's really not me. So I actually wrote my own bio. And it says, who's Terry James? That's exactly what this podcast and YouTube show is all about. Okay, so far, so good. Me trying to figure out who the hell I am. I know there's a ton of other people out there doing the same thing. Nothing new here. Absolutely true. The difference between us is that I'm not doing this for fame or fortune. In fact, any opportunity that comes from this will be scrutinized and thought well out before it goes to the next level. But I'm not holding my breath. Yes, I'm not holding my breath. Do I have hopes of that? It says, yeah, look at me, still dreaming about the positive outcome. Realistically, people my age are done by now. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is out there looking to give somebody in their 60s a shot. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I just want to be relevant to somebody somewhere in this world. That's my first, hardly a, hey, let's listen to this guy thing, but I want you to know who I truly am and what I'm feeling in my heart. There's a lot of stuff online about me. Some of it's true, most of it partially true, or outright a lie, false. It's crazy what stuff is out there, from everything to how much money we've made to how much of this and that. It's really, really funny out there. So I decided in my new bio on my website, here's the truth in a nutshell, is what it says. I've achieved way more than anybody ever thought I would, and way less than I ever envisioned. And that's true. I've achieved so much more than anybody really thought I would. My parents, I remember this. This is just before my dad died. I was like 17, 18 years old. And I remember both of them sitting me down and they wanted me to take a government test that would allow me to be a mailman. And there's a lot of guys my age I've heard with the same, almost same story. I think Kimmel was one of them and things like that. I think maybe that's what they were pushing their parents, saying that this is going to be a great career for your child. So my parents were pushing me towards that, to take the test, this government test, this aptitude test, if I could be a mailman or not. Not a bad career. My mailman just retired, Vietnam veteran dude, just retired, hanging out, he's got a wonderful life. He's got the pension and everything. That is until some politician decides to come in and take all of that away. That being said, that's where I was at. That's where I was at. That's it. That's all my parents thought I could do. I remember when my buddy got a job in radio and I fell in love with radio. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. My buddy Rick, who's been on this show. And apparently Rick called my house, and he told me this years later, that Rick called my house and my mom said, "Hey, Terry has these dreams of being on the radio now. Do you think he could do it?" And Rick told her yes. And I thank you, Rick, for telling her that, because she would have steered me away from any dreams that I had in this type of business. Because why? She did not have any belief in me whatsoever. I was a dreamer as a kid. I remain a dreamer to this day. So in my bio, I wrote, I've achieved way more than anybody ever thought I would and way less than I've ever envisioned. And that's 100% true in my bio here. I'm hardly a household name. I've been mediocre at everything all through my childhood and my adult life. It's true. Never been the top syndicated radio show out there. Never been that, because of decisions that we made. Lex and I, when all these other shows that were the big popular shows at the time, the Stearns and things like that, were always like bragging about how cool they were and how amazing they are. We did not feel comfortable doing that. We wanted to be the guys that, hey, let's have a beer together. We wanted to be the guys that, we're all in this together type of thing. Probably a bad decision, the way, reality is, show business reality. You tell somebody you're this and they believe you. We see it happening right now all over the place. There's a big thing they would say in radio called, I'm trying to remember what it was. Anyway, I'm trying to remember what it was. Radio had a thing. No, reality. What is it? And perception is reality. They used to preach that to us in radio. They would say, if they perceive you're number one, then you're number one in their mind. If they perceive you're the biggest broadcaster in the world, the toughest dude, the this, the that, that's the way it is. Perception is reality. And I think that holds even more true today than in past years. This is where I made a mistake. But I'm not wavering from it. I'm not going to sit here and lie about the successes I've had and lie about, I got this happening or this happening, and speaking things into reality. If something comes up, something's going to come up and I'm going to talk about it. But, like I said earlier on in my bio, nobody gives a shit about a guy in their 60s trying to be a creator. Nobody gives a damn about that at all. Anyway. Let's see here. And I have been mediocre. I was a mediocre basketball player, mediocre student, a mediocre husband. Something that I have stopped right now or changed right now. It says from school, basketball, radio, stand-up comedy, and television. Yeah, I did all of those. I've done all of those, but I did all of them just meh. All right. It says, I said, the best you can say about me is that I have experience and that I've made a living doing all of those things without having to pleasure some dude in an alley. Not necessarily the best bio you're going to read anywhere, but 100% true. I just been mediocre at shit, and I want to be so good at something. I want to affect people in such a positive way that maybe people, view me as maybe a good go-to answer. Hold on here. That's Taint calling. I'm not going to call him and answer the phone right now. And then it says here, I'm not a total waste. I'm kind of good at storytelling, which is true. And people seem to enjoy my sense of humor. Yeah, a lot of people seem to enjoy my sense of humor. What else did I write here? I'm a pretty good husband, but even that took me a long time to become, which is absolutely true. I'm a good friend. I love and support my friends and pray for them at night. And there's no jealousy. There's no animosity. There's nothing about their successes. I am cheering them on. And if there's anything I could do, I will do it. I've turned out to be a very good friend. I love to see people happy and laughing, and I'm brought to tears when I see others living their dream. And that's 100% true in my bio as well. Almost done. That being said, my soul won't let me stop. I know deep in my heart I have something special to offer the world other than dick jokes. Hopefully this project will guide me to that place. This might be the place. This might be a stepping stone to that place. I don't know where that place is, but even at my age, even I've got the energy. I have the desire. I have the passion to follow through with this thing. And I'm not going to stop. I am not going to stop. My heart is telling me to just keep pushing, keep grinding, keep coming up with ideas, keep meeting new people, keep exploring ideas, keep throwing things out here like right now with no net whatsoever to fall back on. I could easily not publish this podcast, but I'm going to. I'm not going to go back and listen to it because if I did, I probably wouldn't post it. But this is me. The last paragraph in my bio, it says T11 takes a look at my roller coaster life. There's plenty of inspiration, motivation, desperation, and humiliation. It's kind of an audio diary where I open up my heart while using my stories and theories to uplift others. I hope that is happening. I hope that does happen. But hey, maybe I did things wrong. Maybe I'm doing things wrong. Maybe I hire some publicist who will tell me that I'm doing things the absolute wrong way, which is exactly what happened when I originally started to do the Terry James show. That's why I changed the name to T11. I hired those people. They told me to lie. They told me to embellish. They told me it's okay to do that. I think I'm enough right now. Yeah, I'm mediocre, but I'm as a human being, I'm enough. I'm good. I'm good. I know the difference between right and wrong. I know what love feels like. I know how to give love. I know how to receive love. I know how to give to others. There's not much more you could ask for in a human being. Yet I keep searching. I keep wondering what it's like to have that moment where you go, man, I finally made it. The industry is not going to change for me. And I'm definitely not going to change the self-help industry. I don't want to be those people's friends. I don't like those people. But I like you. So thanks for being here. Once again, another fantastic ending to a podcast. You guys have a great week, man. I do love you guys. And thank you for sharing the show. Please do. If you like it. If you don't, just delete it. Let me get true numbers. I love you guys. Thank you, guys.